The game of baseball may seem easy to those who are watching it from the stands or on TV. However, if you ask the coaches, they will tell you that help you win games, the little things really matter. The little things such as bunting, and types of bunting would be bunting for a hit, sacrifice bunt, or squeeze bunt. These things will really help you win or lose games. To be successful in the game of baseball, you must be able to do all three of these types of bunting. All three bunting techniques, the squeeze bunt, the bunt for a hit, and the sacrifice bunt, are all very critical in the game of baseball. It may seem funny to those who don't play, but if you mess one of these things up, it could cost you the game, but in reality, it can. I have seen this to be true since I have played baseball from little on, and I have also experienced this several times in games. The first type of bunt that I'm going to demonstrate for you guys is the sacrifice bunt. There's two main things when you want to do the sacrifice bunt. That is the timing and the placing. The time is when the pitcher is winding up, you want to go when he comes out of hesitation. The placing, you want to do more towards the third baseline, so you make the third baseman field it to make the longer throw and gives you a better chance to make it to first. Here's going to be a demonstration of how you do this. Another thing that is key when you do the sacrifice bunt is you got to know your job. Your job is you got to get it down first of all, and your main object is to advance the runner from first to second or second to third. And you make sure you got to give yourself up just so you can get the runner into scoring position. And I'm going to demonstrate how to do that now. The second bunting technique I'm going to show you is the squeeze bunt. Generally, this bunt type is used in the later innings when you're either down by one or tied. You generally want to catch them by surprise, and first of all, you want to make sure you look down at your coach, make sure you got the sign. So you're going to need to step out, don't change anything, when you get back in. But generally for us on the Jabot team, our sign to acknowledge that we got the sign is a head tap to the helmet. Then you step in, don't act like everything's normal, you're ready to hit, drive in the runner, and then you don't change anything. And then I'm going to show you a demonstration of that in just a second. Alright, I'm walking up here in the bottom of the seventh, going to demonstrate the squeeze play. But first of all, I got to make sure I get the signs from my coach, make sure he doesn't want me to do anything. But in this case, he does. He wants me to squeeze, so I acknowledge the sign with the helmet tap. Get in the box. The team's thinking I'm ready to hit, and then not changing anything, catch him by surprise, and tie the game. Another key aspect to the squeeze bunt is you got to bunt everything, no matter if it's coming at your head, your feet, way outside in the dirt, everything. Or at least make an attempt to protect the runner coming from third. And you don't want to show a bunt too early, because then everybody is going to know what's going on, and it's just not going to work, and you're just going to be in trouble. Not only by the other teams, everybody know what's going on, but your coach is going to be pretty mad as well. Now I'm going to show you how to protect the runner by all means necessary with this. Even though it was foul, I still protected the runner. Even though he didn't score, still protected him, did my job. The third and final bunt that I'm going to show you is my personal favorite, the bunt for a hit. When you bunt for a hit, you generally want to do it with a player that's pretty quick or just a good bunter, and especially if they're quick, it's an easy way to get on base. The opportune time you want to do this is when, like, the third baseman that I got out here is not paying attention, not really in the game. He's just not really into the game. He doesn't know what's going on. So I think you can take advantage of him. You do it. And when the runner's on second, you want to bunt it towards third, so the third baseman has no choice but to come in, make the long throw to first, and you did your job not only by getting the guy to third, but you have a pretty good shot of beating it out at first and getting a hit out of it. And then things you don't want to do, you don't want to bunt it foul, because that just gives yourself a strike and you got only two more left to play with, and generally that's kind of hard to do. And then you don't want to bunt it too hard, because if you bunt it too hard to the third baseman, the pitcher, or the catcher, it's just a routine ground ball and pretty much an automatic out. So now I'm going to show you a demonstration of how to get a good down bunt for a hit. Alright, this demonstration is just going to be a simple bunt down the third baseline for a hit. You want to make sure you get your signs, all that. You don't have to do the head tap, because generally nobody's going to be squeezing on a bunt for a hit. Squeeze is more for a serious play and a later part of the game. So generally you're going to just want to get up, in the front of the box. You don't want to change anything, but scoot up more towards the front of the box to avoid the curved balls and different pitches, that's so they don't break on you. After seeing how all three of these bunting techniques are done, everybody out there probably thinks you could do them. Truth is, you probably could. Any one of us could probably go out and bunt a ball, just get it down in front of you. But the key thing is, you got to be able to do it when the pressure's on you. When your teammates are depending on you, the opposing team knows what's coming. The key thing is you got to get it down. And for a high school kid, that could be a lot of pressure. So you really got to practice to make sure you can get it perfected. So as I said before, the small things will either help or hurt you in baseball. And if you want to be a good team, you got to be able to do the small things right, such as bunting and such as all the other things.
Hitting 101. Strike one, strike two, strike three. You don't want this to happen to you. You would much rather be celebrating a solid at bat, which could eventually lead to a hit or maybe even a home run. Now there are a variety of ways and theories for people to hit a baseball. Having played baseball all my life, I've broken it down into three basic necessities that all theories and ways have in common. The three are having a good, solid stance, quick hands, and a strong lower half.
Okay, now the stance. In every stance, you're going to need to bend your knees, have a good, athletic, strong position at the plate. For almost any sport, you're going to have to bend your knees because that's your strongest point. For me, I bend my knees, I bend my hips. It makes me feel just that much stronger, and it makes me feel comfortable. I also like to keep my hands close to my body, my head straight on. Now, some players like to open their stance, open it wide, so they can come towards it. Some people like it closed. Closing it so they don't open up too early. Some players, like Gary Sheffield, likes to swing his bat like this. And another player, Greg Counsell, likes to have the bat way up here. It's all about how comfortable you are. Alright, with the hands, you want to keep them close to your body. What I do is I keep them almost on my shoulder. When the pitch starts coming, I separate, point the bottom of the knob towards the catcher. The barrel of the bat splits my head in half, almost lined up with my ear. Next, the bat comes through, and you want to keep the barrel of the bat on your back shoulder. Some players put pine tar on the bat and makes a mark on their shoulder to make sure that it's keeping close. Also, you want to keep your elbow tight. The barrel or the knob of the bat sorts the ball where the ball's pitched. So if the ball's in, it's here. If the ball's out, it's there. Because then the barrel has to follow where the knob was at. Assuming an inside pitch, the barrel follows. Top hand, you keep it up. Bottom hand, keep it down. That way you don't roll over on the ball and beat it into the ground. This generates backspin, which is what you're trying to get whenever you hit, because then it sails and just keeps going further than it would with topspin. So you hit it, backspin, then you just point it out, and then you roll over after you've already extended through the ball. So we covered stance, we covered hands. Leaves one more thing: lower half. Most people don't realize how important the lower half is in baseball, or in hitting, but it is extremely important in order to drive the ball hard. It's where you get a lot of your power from. Some people like their stance open. Some people like it straight away. Some people like it close. It's really just keeping everything in line with their swing. If you open it, they come closed, and then they twist the shoulders and keep in line. I like it just straight away. because then it goes right back. I don't have to move my legs any. Some people just like it closed, then they open up if they have the habit of stepping in the bucket. Another thing to think about with the lower half is if you want to just twist and then rotate, toe tap, then rotate, or leg kick, then rotate. It's all about how comfortable you are and how easy it is for you to time the pitcher. For someone who has bad timing, I suggest just rotating. For me, who has mediocre timing, I suggest a toe tap. If you have pinpoint accuracy on your timing, you can do the leg kick.
A good stance, quick hands, and a strong lower half, all put together, will help someone crush the cover off the baseball. These are the simple necessities in all theories of batting. As my hitting coach says, elevate and celebrate.